Hi, my name is Paul Heron. Today we're going to have a look at basic video editing. We're going to use a Microsoft package called Movie Maker. Movie Maker is a free package that comes bundled with Windows 7 and Windows 8. If it isn't on your machine, you can go to the Windows or the Microsoft website and download it from there. We're going to look at how to import video, audio and images for use with your presentation or your video. We're going to look at editing videos, how to deal with transitions. That means a smooth transition from one scene to another. How to trim a piece of video. That means cut off the front, the start and end of the video prior to and after the part of the video that you actually want. How to join videos together, and then again that comes in with transitions. We'll be looking at how to add images, add music and add titles. Okay, so let's get going. Okay, so this is our Movie Maker interface. And what I'm going to do is bring in a couple of movie clips that were recorded on just a domestic video camera. I'm going to bring in a couple of images that we will put in near the end as part of the credits. And we're going to bring in some music as well. Now you'll notice when I'm creating the video that it is a creative process. There's no exact right way to do this. And you'll see what I mean as we work. So what I'll do, first of all, we need to bring in our materials. So we click on the Add Videos and Photos icon. And here are my two videos. So we've got the piece to camera. And first of all, when you're editing video, you have to be very clear on what is on the video that you're editing. So you get a good look.
Okay. Hi, I'm Anne-Marie Hughes. I'm a hobby ceramicist who plays with porcelain. I have a background in mental health, but having recovered, decided I would play with art, and I suppose that influence comes into the work. I produce heads and busts that have hidden imagery, and for me, particularly in the head pieces, the child and then the adult, it simulates our internal dialogues, our influences, the sort of voices we have in our heads. And I like to create work that I would hope engages people but also asks them to reflect and to enjoy. So that's who I am and what I do. Thank you.
Now, I think the nice thing about this video clip is that it gives an introduction, but the piece at the end where Anne-Marie says, well, that's who I am and what I do, I think that would be a nice way to finish off the video. You may also have noticed that there was a little glitch at the start where Anne-Marie said okay, and that was at the very start, and that's very normal at the start of a video. When people are recording a video clip, there's usually stuff at the beginning and stuff at the end you don't want. As it happens, the end of ours is really good. I don't want to cut anything off that, but I do want to lose the first section, and it's just for a second or two. So what you do then is you have a listen and watch.
Okay. Hi,
Now I was watching carefully the time at the bottom. And Anne-Marie said okay, and I think it was around 1 second. So we can slide this back. I'm just putting my cursor over that line and bringing that back. And as I move this across the video, you can see the video changes. So I'm bringing it back to here. I'm clicking on the arrow key just to move. It's just moving hundredths of a second.
Hi,
Okay, so it was just over 1 second, wasn't it? So about 1.2, I think. So go back maybe to about there. Now I'm going to click on Edit, and I'm going to click on the Trim tool. Now this allows me to set a start point, an end point for the clip that I want. I'm going to set the start point on, I try 1 second. I can always shave a bit more off later if I need to. So I save that trim. That will have cut the first second off, so we'll have a listen now.
Hi, I'm Anne-Marie Hughes.
Okay, that's what I want.
I'm
Now, I mentioned earlier that I want to take off the end of this and use it for later on. I think it was around here. So what I'm going to do is split this video now. We've trimmed a piece off the front. Now we're going to split the video.
have in our heads, and I like to create work that I would hope engages people but also asks.
Okay, that's the part that I want for the end. So where she says, and what?
Create work that I would hope engages people but also voices we have in our heads.
So that's the point there. It's 53.8. And I can just click on split here. As you see now, instead of having a single clip, I now have a double clip on my timeline. Now I mentioned that I had a second piece of video, and this was of a couple of people who came in to admire Anne-Marie's work. So I want to include that. So to grab that, I go back to add videos and photo, and I'm going to click on this piece. And I want that to go there. I can move these around. All I have to do is grab them. I put my cursor over the area that I want. I left click the mouse and drag, and that moves that the pieces down in the order in which I want.
Influences the sort of voices we have in our heads. And to do smaller. Now I think I wouldn't do as much gold on the bird bit again. No, but
Okay. Now if you notice that transition was a little bit abrupt, particularly the audio level. And we're going to fix that by using a transition fade. I'm just going to pause this video just for a second. Okay, so I said we would need to do something around this transition because the volume level on this video is a little higher than this one and the transition is a bit sudden. So what I'm going to do is select this piece of video. I'm going to go to edit, my audio volume. I'm going to take it down a bit. And I'm going to do a fade in. Now the medium and slow and fast determine how quickly the level of the audio ramps up. And you can play with that just to get used to it. So let's have a listen to that transition now.
our influences, the sort of voices we have in our heads. And to do smaller. Now I think I wouldn't do as much gold on the bird bit again.
Okay, so that transition is much smoother now and the volume is lower than it was before. So now what we have to think about is have a nice fade in on the audio on the last piece. Now I want this to be a very quick fade in because this is where Anne-Marie says I like to create pieces where that make people think. Okay, but I don't want any blips or clicks or anything, so I just put a very quick fade in on this section. So fade in fast, and we'll have a listen to that.
That's the one I put in. Oh yeah. And I like to create work that
Okay, I just adjust the fade out on this. Fade out, medium, and try that again.
I get a gold at this up. Is this what you? That's the one. No, that's the one I put in. Oh yeah. And I like to create work that I would hope engages people, but also asks them to.
What we want to do now is import some music onto this piece. I want to have a title for the beginning of the video, and I would like to have credits for the end, and I would like to insert some images into the credits. Okay, so I'll just pause the video just for a second. Okay, in order to put a title at the start of a video and credits at the end, you have choices. You can put them in manually by clicking on the title and then inserting a title frame at the start of the piece, and you could put on a credits frame at the end, or you can use presets. I'm going to use the presets. And there are a number of presets here, and you could play with some of these to see what they do for you. I'm going to use this fade because I quite like the fade effect. I'm going to just undo. Something's not quite right there. And we'll try again. Now, this is asking me, have I added music? Because the system said, well, if you're going to have credits, do you want music on it? I'm going to click yes, because I do have some royalty-free music on my machine. So I click on this one. I don't want it to go right through. I just put the music here. And again, it's just a matter of clicking on the music and dragging. I also want to add some images that will come up during the credits. So I go on to add videos and images, click on to my prepared images file, and I'll just take out 2 or 3 of these images. Take that one and that one. See how we go with those. And I'll just spread them out over this lot. Oh, it seems to be insisting on keeping them together. I do that again. I just take those out. This time I'll do them one at a time. So I'll add, let's see, I'll add this little image to here. I'll add that image to there, and I'll leave it at that. 2 images will be fine. Okay, now let's have a listen to this.
That's what work that I would hope engages people, but also asks them to reflect and to enjoy. So that's who I am and what I do.
Okay, so what I need to do now is put in, just type in the credits, I'm just going to pause this video now just for another wee second. Now what I was doing, I had to grab the name of the composer of the music. It is royalty-free music under the Creative Commons license, but I want to give credit where it's due, so I will put that in here, and I'll call that music. And I'll give credit to Ben Sound, a lovely piece of music, filmed on location. I put in there Derry, starring all thumbs today, and I'll put my own name here as a director. And we'll call this video video editing. Okay, so if we run that,
Hi, I'm Anne-Marie Hughes. I'm a hobby ceramicist who plays with porcelain. I have a background in mental health, but having recovered, decided I would play with art, and I suppose that influence comes into the work.
okay, the last thing we need to do is export this video or save this video off. There are a number of choices. If I click here, I could save the movie as a high definition movie, or I could save it in a version necessary for or needed for YouTube or Facebook or any one of a number of options here for social media sites and so on. So if you were creating, say, a promotional video for Facebook, you just click on Facebook and the system will save the video in the format that is most suitable for yourself. And that's it. Again, with my movie, the same as a previous video that I've just done on Audacity, it's a matter of taking these applications, trying them out, play with them, have a good go at all the various things all the various options there are, and just trial and error, you get better at it. So thank you very much for watching this video.